strange and charmed ones, welcome back to my channel for another installment of my Plan with an Entrepreneur series. So today I had planned to do a certain video, but I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. If you do, you would have seen that yesterday, Saturday, I put up a picture of my workspace yesterday, and basically said that I had worked like 9 hours on my business on Saturday. I know we've talked about this before, that I do tend to work 7 days a week. That's pretty much for my own choice, I would say. It's not that I have to work 7 days a week, but I just love my business so much that I'm always working on it and always doing things for it. But yesterday we had a really big project that I was working on, and my husband as well was helping me with it. The launch of my third workbook for my empire building program, which is on community building. So whenever we have a workbook launching, all hell breaks loose basically. And so yeah, I was so busy yesterday that I spent 9 hours working on my business and then a couple extra hours working for a client. So yesterday was jam-packed, and because of that, today is going to be jam-packed because today is officially launch day for the next empire building workbook. So that idea that I had for my video for today, I had to push it aside. I'll do it another week. And I absolutely have to do some planning today for my business. So today's going to be a plan with me video. So I'm probably going to talk you through some of the things that I'm doing as I'm planning. I'll be using two planners today. One is my Filofax Domino personal size, and the other one is going to be my A5 Filofax Domino, also in turquoise, which is my business binder. Now, I know I promised that I was going to do a video on my business binder. I am. It's almost ready, you guys. So I hope you guys get, when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Like, I always do it. You know, there's very little, excuse for me not to give you guys something that I've promised. But you have to understand that sometimes it takes me a while because I just want to get things right. You know what I mean? I don't want to show you guys something that you could see somewhere else. I really want to show you something that really, truly adds value. So get excited because the setup for this is coming up, but we're going to be working in this today. And primarily this guy, which I think I've told you guys I'll probably do a setup for it, but I've pretty much been using this almost like a bullet journal. I've been kind of like bullet journaling my tasks in here, and it's been working out so well. This really works for me when I have days that are incredibly heavy, or I've got projects that I really, really need to keep an eye on. So we're going to be in both of these planners today, and I think that this will give you like a really good look into how I plan for my business and how I plan just for my life. And like I said, today is Sunday. I was super busy on Saturday. This is like probably the first time I've actually filmed one of these videos on Sunday morning instead of the day before, because I was just way too busy yesterday, and today is going to be another tremendously busy day. So I have a lot I need to do to get ready, especially for launching the third workbook, which we'll talk about later at the end. If you guys are interested in learning more about the community building workbook, stay tuned to the end. I will give you some more insights in that, and I'll actually show it to you in my A5, which is really exciting. So without further ado, let's get to work. I have a ton I need to plan, and I do not want to delay anymore. Okay, you guys, so the first thing I'm gonna do inside of my personal size planner is get myself to a fresh page. As you can see, the paper I'm using in here is just plain like quad paper. I just bought myself a ream of quad paper and chopped it up to be personal size. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put the date up here, because I just like to keep everything organized when it comes to my notes. Okay, the first thing I do on my page, and you're not really going to be able to see this, but I'm just going to walk you through what I'm writing. First thing I do is make my top 3 list. You guys know I really believe in top 3 lists. I think they're incredibly crucial. So my top 3 for today is actually going to be to film this video. I also need to get the third blueprint in the shop. And I need to do a promo shoot for it. Okay, then after my top 3, I also just have other to-dos normally, so, because that's not the only thing that needs to be done today. I have, like I said, she has a crazy busy day. So I just start putting in kind of like check boxes. Other than the top 3 that's really important today, I obviously have to, I need to write this down. I need to edit and upload the video. I need to take a cover shot for this video. I need to go grocery shopping today. We really need to go grocery shopping. We normally go on Saturdays, but I need to go today. Okay, grocery shopping. We also, on Sundays, I've actually also been getting into the habit. We go to the park with Starbuck. So I really want to get that done today. Hopefully sometime early afternoon, we'll be able to take him for his walk at the park. And normally, we have a park nearby us, and we normally will walk for like an hour and a half. It's like a 2 to 3 mile path, which is really beautiful in the river. So I really, not in the river, but right next to the river where we live. So really need to make sure we do that, is go to this park with Starbuck, because it's like his favorite thing to do. I also need to edit some images for my client that I worked on last night. Oh geez, I have so much to do today. I'm like getting overwhelmed. Oh, I need to write my blog post for Monday. And that actually reminds me, talking about my blog post for Monday, I recently did a blog post that I don't know if I told you guys about it, but I think this is one of the reasons that I really think if you like my videos and you watch my videos, you really need to at least be following me on my blog, because I really do put so much more information on my blog that I even do on my YouTube. Like if you think my YouTube's helpful, my blog is even more helpful, I promise you. And I did a blog post, I believe it was last week, about how I actually break up my time for my business. I know that was a question I get a lot, is how I actually divide my time and spend my time on my business, like the things that I'm working on. And I did a blog post on that. So I'll link that down below for you guys. But just something that I was thinking about as I'm sitting here writing this to-do list. Another thing that I need to do is I have to create an image for GLAMPIRE, a GLAMPIRE chat. So I guess I should let you guys know as well, since we're doing this to-do list. If you guys remember that myself and my BFF, Lisa Marie from Paper and Glam, we started like a series on YouTube called the GLAMPIRE Chat, where she and I basically sit down on a Google Hangout live for you guys to watch on YouTube, and we cover a topic and take your live questions. That happens the first Wednesday of every month, which means that upcoming Wednesday, I can't think of if today's the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. I guess it's Wednesday the 6th. We are going to be having our next GLAMPIRE chat. It's going to be over on Lisa Marie's channel, so I will leave that linked down below. But we're going to be talking about branding, and we've got a whole slew of information to share with you guys about branding. We actually spent 2 to 3 hours yesterday on a Skype call, basically hammering out what we were going to talk about for you guys. So come with your questions. Make sure you are like live tweeting us on Twitter and things like that. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. The GLAMPIRE chat is coming on Wednesday, and it will be live on Lisa Marie's channel, but then I will put the replay on my channel. So you will be able to see it on my channel if you miss it. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. So I need to create an image for the GLAMPIRE for our things, because I like to do some promotional images, and Lisa Marie's doing some as well. Okay, so for the next thing I have to do, I'm trying to look. Okay, I'm just checking through my app Clear that you guys know I like to use. Just want to make sure that there's nothing I'm forgetting about that I need to do. Okay, that's right. I also need to post my empire building image to Facebook, not Facebook, to Instagram. And I need to post the workbook, the new workbook, to my Facebook page. So if you are a member of my empire building program, you guys know, maybe you guys don't know, I want to make sure that I say this, that if you're watching this and you're an empire builder, all of the new all of the workbooks are in our private empire building group in the files section. So I'm actually going to be, after I sign off on this final PDF, it's actually going to go into the group first so that you guys get first access, and then it'll be loaded up on the shop later. But by the time that you guys actually see this, it will be on the shop as well. But yeah, so okay, that's a good amount of stuff I need to do today. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I have to stop. Like, I just have so much I need to do and like get done. It's just a little bit crazy. Actually, I'm going to write everything that is on my head because I just need to make sure it's all out of me. This is kind of going to be like a brain dump as well. So I need to do an image for a photo challenge. I guess this is a little bit behind the scenes here, that in June, Lisa Marie and I, if you guys didn't know, we're going to Aruba together in June as like a vacation. And of course we're going to be like vlogging and all that jazz. So I think you guys already knew this, but maybe you guys didn't know that we were ending in Aruba. I forget. I know we were talking about going on a cruise, but we are going to Aruba, and we're going to do a photo challenge in June, we think. So this is something we worked on yesterday. So get excited. We're going to do a photo challenge like together for June. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So that is everything I feel like I need to do for today. Oh gosh, that's so much stuff, you guys. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go in here into my business binder, and actually I need to go take a look at my content for this week because, okay, so if you guys knew previously, I kept my editorial calendar in my personal size, which is my personal fluorescent pink. That's the personal size planner I'm using right now. But I've actually decided to move it into my business binder because it gives me more room in the business binder. And I'm actually able to lay things out because of the A5. So as you can see, I actually have started, what I've started doing is laying out my blog posts and my content on these little sticky notes. I just cut sticky notes to size and put them in here so that I can see what everything looks like laid out. It kind of makes me feel happy. So let me go ahead and actually give you guys an overview of some of the stuff I'm going to be doing this month, because I think that might be interesting to you guys. So, obviously, my blog post that I have to write today for Monday is my letter from the editor. That's something I always write right at the beginning of the month that kind of gives you guys a sneak peek on what I'm doing and things like that. I'll also make sure to reiterate that my free May printable, if you guys haven't seen it, my free printable for May, it's called Oh Hello May, and it's 31 things to do in the month. That is up on my shop right now. And I'll make sure that I have it in there as well. I need to make sure it's in that blog post. So, coming up, I promised you guys more planner videos. So at some point this month, I'm going to try to commit to this. I'm going to be giving you guys an overview of the business binder. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be coming. I'm also going to get back into the habit of doing a DIY for you guys for planner stuff. Planner stuff in general, right? So it may not be like Filofax related necessarily, but I'm going to be doing a DIY for you guys on plannery related things. So keep an eye out for that DIY because I do have a really great one coming. Another thing that I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek of, right, is I know a lot of you asked me to do like a day in my life vlog, and I previously hadn't done one because I honestly thought that it would be like really cumbersome, and I wasn't sure about how I would do it so that it was really interesting for you guys. But I think I've thought of some new ways to maybe like film it and things like that that'll kind of be a little bit more interesting for you guys and not just be like, I don't know, an hour of like following me around throughout my day. That was what I was afraid it was going to be. And I know you guys like longer videos, but I also know that not everybody likes them. So I just want to make sure that I'm making my content as straightforward and as clear as possible, and, you know, just filled with information so that's not wasting your time. So later this month, I do have a video planned that I will be filming, like a day in the life sort of video where you'll actually be able to kind of see me working and doing different things. So get excited, that is happening. Other than that, I'm also starting up I think I'm going to be starting up a new feature on the channel. A lot of people have asked me about doing Photoshop tutorials. And this is the thing, you guys. I just want to make sure you guys know where I've been coming from. I know that not everybody has Photoshop, which is why I've been doing my tutorials in my Pages word processor on my computer, because everybody, for the most part, has access to a word processor. Not everybody has access to Photoshop. So I don't really want to be alienating people who don't have access to Photoshop. However, I've gotten a little bit of, maybe a little bit of a demand, and I want to test the waters. So I'm going to start doing Photoshop tutorials, but specifically I think these tutorials are going to be geared towards bloggers and social media stuff. So if you're a blogger, or if you're a YouTuber, or if you're someone who wants to create images for Instagram and just wants to, like, you know, understand how to use Photoshop for that, basically this is geared towards you. I think I'm also going to try to add in a little bit of scrapbooking / project life things that you can do on Photoshop. Now, like I said, I don't expect that everyone has Photoshop because it is an expensive program, right? I know that it's not accessible for everybody. It has been, you know, brought up a few times in my comments that there is a free Photoshop alternative called GIMP Shop. So if you don't have Photoshop, you could theoretically download GIMP and more or less follow along with me. I think GIMP is very similar to Photoshop, although it's not as clean as Photoshop is, obviously, because it's a free application as opposed to like a really highly produced application like Photoshop is. So hopefully this tutorial will be able to help you if you're using GIMP as well, but I don't use GIMP. I don't have any plans to download GIMP and learn how to use it for the purposes of this tutorial. I'm just hoping to be able to help people who do have Photoshop. So that's something I'm doing this month. Oh, and I also, at some point this month as well, I'm going to show you guys how I edit my photos for Instagram, because I know you guys wanted that after my last What's on My iPhone video. So that is my content for the month. Not everything, obviously. I've got different things here and there, but I did want to give you guys like a little behind the scenes. And you know what I'm using? Oh my gosh, I should show you this. Did you guys see at Target Dollar Bins that they finally started bundling their notepads together? I don't know if you guys can see this because I can't really do a close-up with this lens, but I bought this the other week. It says Le Jardin. I don't know. I think that means the garden. I don't really speak French, so I have no clue. But they bundled 2 notebooks, like notepads together with a pen. And I don't know where the pen is. Oh. Here's the pen. So they bundled a large to-do list with a little to-do list and a pen. Isn't that so cute? Did you guys see that they started doing this? Adorable. And I absolutely love these small sticky notes for inside of my A5 pages. They do really well inside personal pages as well, but I love them inside here, because you can see I just have like a list here where, you know, I just have some to-dos I need to get done in general. So that is everything for my content. Like I promised, I'm going to show you guys in my planner a little bit here my community building workbook. So you guys can see I've got my 3rd workbook in here. You guys can see I've got them all like lined up. Oh, hopefully you guys can see this. I just have my community building. It's all in here. So like I promised, you know, let me go ahead and flip the camera back to a better angle, and we'll talk about this blueprint a little bit so that you guys understand what's in here, so that you guys, if any of you are interested in, you know, building an online business or growing an online community in your social media, I want to make sure you guys understand what's in here so you can see whether or not this workbook is right for you. Okay, so workbook number 3. Community building. Isn't it beautiful? This is actually my copy that's all marked up with edits that I've been working on. But yeah, so I wanted to tell you guys basically what you'd be getting in this workbook. Now, the community building workbook is, as the title says, it's all about community building. So if you are running an Etsy shop and you are trying to get a community online so that you've got a base of customers that are, you know, ready and willing to purchase your products, this is going to be something that's going to be absolutely indispensable to you. If you are someone who is a blogger or maybe you just have some social media feeds that you're really trying to ramp up. Let's say you want to ramp up your Instagram, or you want to get more followers on your blog, or even if you're just trying to like build a community on YouTube, this is the workbook for you. So I'm going to go through and just kind of tell you guys, just talk about some subsections in here that might be interesting to you. Okay, so the whole workbook starts off with understanding the keys to community building, basically what I believe are really important things you need to be asking yourself before you begin the process. Making sure basically that your mind is in the right place and that you are coming from a desire to serve your community before you start building it, because to me that there's nothing more important when it comes to community building than serving your community. So we talk about things like why, the big picture of why you are trying to build your community, for what purpose, what value you have to add to your community. I've got 5 really awesome worksheets in here. The first one is all about crafting your story, which is so important. And I basically walk you through how to create a manifesto or a mission statement for your business or your social media so that you're really clear on what you're really trying to accomplish. We talk about understanding who your audience is, your ideal audience. I know this is such a big deal for a lot of business owners, really understanding who it is that you're trying to attract with your community so that you're really getting new audience members and new community members who really want your product and actually really need it. So this is something we go into depth into in the workbook. We have a whole questionnaire for deciding who your ideal audience is. So you definitely want to check that out for sure. I also talk about my 4 strategies for content creation. This is, to me, super important. You know, content creation is so important, you know, that you're making sure that you're creating the right types of content. I talk about content creation in the second workbook as well, in communication, but this really dives deep into creating specific content for your specific audience. And what you need to be doing. Another of the worksheets is the content creation strategy. I basically walk you through creating your own content creation strategy. So this is the point of this workbook, right, guys? And all of my workbooks is that not only am I giving you all the information you need to know about a topic, but I'm literally giving you activities that you can do as you read through this, that at the end, once you're done going through all this, you have an action plan immediately to put into place for your content, which I think is incredibly helpful. So some more things we're talking about: how to grow an audience, how to retain an audience, and how to, you know, really make sure you're attracting the right people, working with the right people online and collaborating with others. This is all part of this workbook. I also have a whole worksheet on basically giving you prompts for audience building ideas that work, like real ways to engage your audience and a variety of different ways to do that. So whatever, you know, methods and social media platforms speak to you, there are ideas in here for you to actually begin implementing immediately, which is, I think, is so awesome. And the last thing, one of the last things we talk about is Pinterest. So Pinterest, I say this once, I say it a million times. Pinterest is like is an amazing traffic driver. For me, it's my #1 source of traffic. And I basically have an entire section talking about how to use Pinterest strategically for your business and why it's important. Okay, and then finally, the workbook basically ends with a really in-depth discussion of tracking and setting goals. Because for me, there is nothing more important to building your community than really having goals for what you're doing, right? If you know anything about, you know, tracking productivity and really making sure that you're executing, it's all about goals, you guys. If you don't have realistic but challenging goals for what you're trying to achieve online, you're never, you know, I mean, not saying never, but you're gonna have a really hard time actually, you know, prompting yourself and kind of like forcing yourself to make sure that you are, you know, achieving these different milestones for your community. And I talk about that. I talk about the different methods for actually tracking your goals online, and it's incredibly valuable. I really think that if you're anyone online who is, you know, trying to build a community, that this workbook is so important. important because it's just filled with so much great information. Now, of course, as it is with all of my workbooks, you can buy each workbook individually. So far, we've got the branding workbook, the communication workbook, and this community building workbook as of right now when you're watching this video. And then I've got 2 more workbooks coming out in the subsequent months. Now, if you want to purchase an entire program, as always, I still have spots available in my empire building blueprint path as well as my architect level path. So if you want one-to-one access to me, you want to have coaching calls with me and have me review all of your materials and, you know, make sure that your brand looks awesome and make sure that you're creating the right content. If you want my help, you can definitely sign up for the architect level path. I do still have spots available for that. And if you're just someone who wants to pre-order all of the workbooks at a discount and then get access to my private Facebook group where I do group coaching, definitely look into the blueprint level path. So I will go ahead down below and I will leave you guys a link so you guys can read through my material, kind of see which path is right for you, either the architect level, the blueprint, or if you just want to go it yourself and just literally buy the workbooks that you think you need, definitely you can purchase the workbooks individually. I will say though, and I think that anyone in the group right now who's already in my empire building program, I think you guys are going to start to notice, specifically with this 3rd workbook, that a lot of the things that I've been talking about in workbooks 1 and 2 are really starting to get starting to come together now. So I will be referencing things in this workbook from the previous 2, and you know, basically all of these things work together, which is why I am selling all of the blueprints together in bulk. And putting together that sort of group coaching experience for anybody who really is serious about building a business and building a community online. So definitely check out that link below, and I'm going to have lots of other links down in the description box for you guys. So do not be afraid. Check that description box out and make sure you are, you know, following me on all the places you need to be following me on social media so you get all my updates. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a little bit of a longer video, but I'm hoping that you guys appreciated the plan with me style where you're kind of, you know, sitting here listening to me talk about the things I need to do. I hope that's helpful for you guys. I really do. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comment section and I will, of course, get back to you as soon as I can. Give this video a like if you liked it. If you want to see more videos like this, definitely give this video a like because I would be more than happy to kind of show you these sorts of behind the scenes. That's kind of the purpose of this series, is to show you behind the scenes at my life and my business and how I plan and the things that I think about. So if you did like this video, make sure to give it a like. And of course, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos by me. And until next time, you guys, bye-bye.